I am Batman. I mean, Average Sniper.
What's up, guys? Average Sniper here, bringing you another Battlefield 1 video about the guns in the new DLC, specifically the Scout class guns. And this time, I want to talk to you guys about the Vetterli M1870/87 Carbine. But since that name is so long, we'll just call it the Vetterli Carbine for the sake of this video. So, this gun is pretty amazing, and I think it might be a good substitute for the Martini Henry. All you Martini Henry guys who are tired of waiting a long time in between your shots for that animation where he puts another bullet into the gun, where he chambers another round, I think this might be the answer to your prayers. No, it doesn't have unlimited ammo like the Martini, and I don't mean unlimited ammo like it never runs out. I mean, you never have to push the reload button on the Martini because it only takes one at a time. This gun takes a clip of 4, and he can reload 2 at a time, but when it gets down to 1 or 0 left, he can put a whole clip in and just flick the bullet out that he doesn't need. So the reload is actually not that bad, and the power on this gun is pretty impressive. I don't know the exact sweet spot on it, but I think it's slightly closer than the Martini Henry. So this gun is definitely for my aggressive marksman guys that like to play very close up into the action with high accuracy, because you have to hit those targets. It's not like you're using a submachine gun or a light machine gun where you can afford a few bullets to miss and still get on target. No. When you're playing as the Scout class, it's all about accuracy and getting that first shot and getting that follow-up shot, or swapping to your pistol if the first shot doesn't kill him and you do not have time to wait for a follow-up shot with the bolt-action rifle that you are using. So, man, having said all that, I got this gameplay with the Vetterli Carbine. I got 59 kills, and it was one of the first times I've used it. I've used it before, but not very aggressively and not all the time. So I decided just to play only with this rifle for this match, and I was very surprised by how well I did and how much of a beast this gun is. Now, it is close to medium range, incredibly effective. You can get those one-shot chest kills if the enemy is wounded, or if they're within the very short sweet spot range, which once again, I'm not sure the exact meters on that just yet. But it is very close, and it's kind of hard to figure out because sometimes it seems to work and sometimes it doesn't. But isn't that kind of like how all the guns are in Battlefield 1? You can be perfectly lined up within the sweet spot range for your weapon for that one-shot kill, and for some reason it doesn't give it to you. Maybe you shot a little too far to the right, a little too far to the left, maybe you shot in the stomach instead of the chest. But the golden rule when sniping is go for headshots if you can. But we all know that sometimes you do not have time to sit there and line up an accurate headshot. You just have to aim and pull the trigger and do your best to hit the upper body. That is pretty much what I do when I play, unless I have time to go for a headshot. And sometimes I'll be feeling a little more accurate than normal, and I will go for headshots all the time. But it is very difficult to hit headshots on moving targets with this terrain. It is very vertical. It's up and down. Their head will be in one place. You aim at it and you shoot, and you hit them in the foot because they've just stepped up a level. So do your best, but don't beat yourself up if you can't only get headshots. That's why the sweet spot is in the game, you know, so that snipers have a chance to play close up. Even though a lot of people don't like that, there's mixed opinions on it, but we're not here to discuss that. We're here to talk about the Vetterli M1870/87 Carbine. Vetterli Carbine for short. Now, I have played with the iron sights version on this gun, and I do like it. I don't like the standard iron sights. I put the radium on, and that seems to make it a lot better. The standard iron sight seems like it just blocks too much out. But I'll talk about the carbine. I like the red dot on the carbine. That's my favorite one to use. I don't do very well when I'm using the carbine with the regular reticle, the cross, or the beam reticle. I definitely prefer the red dot. It almost feels like you're using a red dot from a game that's made in modern times, you know, where they have a real red dot on the gun. And I'm not a big fan of the red dots, but this one zooms in a little more. So this is my favorite type of carbine to use, and I think this is especially effective on the Vetterli, especially if you're playing on console, because that aim assist is going to kick in and help you get on your target, unlike the marksman and the sniper rifles, where it gives you no aim assist because apparently the developers actually want you to play from farther away. Now, having said that, the preference between the carbine and the iron sight is totally up to you. There's not really a difference in the way the gun performs. I do think you can hit longer range shots and you have a better chance for accuracy with the carbine, but that's just me. You know, maybe you're totally different. Maybe you're an iron sights beast and you do not need a carbine scope to snipe some noobs out. Now, I tried to use this gun long range. You will see in a little bit I do hit a pretty long shot for this gun, but the damage drop-off is severe. So, like, if you don't get a headshot when somebody's really far away, you might only do about 60 damage to them. So this gun is definitely not like a lot of the other scout rifles in this game. It's very similar to the Martini Henry. The damage model is very similar to the Martini Henry, because the Martini Henry has that drop off too. You definitely do not want to use a Martini Henry to be sniping people that are 2 objectives away. Even 1 objective away is questionable, you know? So the bullet drop, the damage drop off, the muzzle velocity, all very slow on this gun. And the muzzle velocity is the one thing I wanted to talk about, because if you're used to the other scout rifles and you don't use the Martini Henry a lot, you are going to have to basically learn how to lead your targets. It's almost like a Battlefield 4 target lead. You remember in Battlefield 4 how the muzzle velocity wasn't as strong or wasn't as fast as it is in Battlefield 1? Well, it's definitely feels about the same as a Battlefield 4 target lead with this gun. And then you got to take the bullet drop into account too, because the bullet will drop. So if you're going for a headshot on a guy far away and he's moving, not only will you have to lead him quite a bit. Watch this flare gun kill. That was an accident. Not only will you have to lead him quite a bit, but you'll also have to aim above his head so that bullet drops right down. I was feeling real cheeky right here. I just ran straight in and started shooting at people and no scoping them. I did get an assist count as kill, but they were spawning on each other. I had no chance of survival right there unless they were already hurt. But that would have been a sick clip. That would have been a sick clip. Alright guys, so you got to get out there and try this Vetterli scout rifle. It's really cool, and it's not that hard to unlock. I can't remember exactly what the challenge was, but I think I had to get I don't know, I had to get 15 kills with maybe the smiley carbine or infantry. I don't know, I'm sorry, I forget exactly what the challenge is, but it's easy enough to look up. Just go to the gun in Battlefield 1, and when you try to select it, it will tell you whether it's unlocked or locked, and if it's locked, it will tell you exactly what you need to do to unlock it. And it was not hard to do. It was actually one of the easier challenges. That 15 trip bomb kill to get the Mosin Nagant marksman was a nightmare. I finally ended up having to just sneak up on people that were camping, put the trip bomb behind them, shoot them once in the ass to do about 80 damage, and let the trip bomb do the rest, because those things were only doing 72 damage to people. It was pissing me off. It was pissing me off. But this one, the challenge, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was so much easier. So tell me what you guys think. Do you guys think that you guys that have used this, and even if you're just watching this video, what do you think? Do you think this gun is going to be a good replacement for the Martini Henry? Do you think people might put down the Martini Henry powerhouse power cannon or fucking sniper cannon gun and start using this one? Because I think this one seems a little more practical, because you don't have to wait so long in between your shots. You do have 4 rounds before you have to reload, and the bullet damage and drop off muzzle velocity seems very similar to the Martini Henry. So I want to know you guys' opinions. Is this gun a good replacement, or is it going to completely overtake the Martini Henry sniper rifle, or the Martini Henry infantry and the Martini Henry sniper rifle? Because this gun actually is like having the Martini Henry with a carbine. And how many times have we wished that the Martini Henry would have a carbine? I have. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Later.